What's good, YouTube? David Sports Cards here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. I had a very exciting card come in the mail, one that I was getting a little nervous because of how long it was taking to ship. A card that I thought I got for a legitimate steal and thought maybe the seller had listed it wrong or was doing some nonsense to cancel the purchase and get the card back. But it got here, and now that it's in my possession, I've done research and think that this truly is the rarest card in my collection. I don't own any one-of-ones. I have a few cards that are known to have 10 or less copies by either pop reports or the actual serial numbering on the card, but this one truly may be the only one of its kind. Little background, I was watching Dave at Blue Jacket 66's video a few weeks back, maybe a month now, talking about the rarest mantle in his collection. And it wasn't what you would expect. It was a 1969 Topps Super Proof blank back. Now, I knew about the 1969 Topps Super. A lot of people more familiar with the more common versions from 1970 and 71, which were on a thicker cardboard stock and have beautiful colored images with rounded edges. But they did a test run in 1969, and the distribution on those was not very long and not very consistent. The regular versions were the size of regular cards with rounded corners, and on the back of the card, they would have a little stamp almost in blue ink, much like the 1969 decal edges with the player name and card number. There's only that mantle known. Some players there's multiple known, some players there's none known, and I was just really happy to learn about the proof version of that. I looked for Carl Yastrzemski's in the past. It's a pretty pricey card. And I thought that, hey, down the line, I'll get a Carl Yastrzemski or I'll get a lower end Hall of Famer. If it's really that expensive, I'll get a star player. But I'll get a card from this set in my collection one day. Added it to my eBay watch list again for the first time in a couple years because of Dave's video. And I was just checking, seeing for Carl Yastrzemski and what other players were popping up. And this card popped up. Blank back, square proof of Joe Morgan. I'm kind of shaking holding this card. It is a beautiful color image. I personally don't care about the airbrushed hat. It kind of matches the facsimile signature. I picture Joe Morgan as a Cincinnati Red anyway. But this 1969 Topps Super Joe Morgan proof blank back, they grade these authentic because of the cut. Just an awesome image, an awesome card. And through my research, this is the only one PSA has graded. This is the only one that is sold. And it may be the only card of its kind. Joe Morgan is always in the discussion for greatest second baseman to ever play. And I think I absolutely stole this card. I paid $160 for it. For those of you that don't look at the 1969 Topps Super set, the lower end Hall of Famers, when they're graded in a 6, 7, maybe an 8, go for around that. Just the base version. There's 111 Joe Morgans from the base set that are graded by PSA. But that is the only proof blank back. And I am just honored and humbled to own it. When I sought out this set again, I was not expecting to get a proof, let alone of a at least middle tier Hall of Famer, even though his hobby love just is not what it should be. Man's a 2-time MVP, World Series champion, all the career stats you would want from a middle infielder. Really awesome. Thank you, Dave, for all the education that you provide for this community. You're a wealth of knowledge, and the time that you take out to share your collection and things that you know with the community, we're all better for it. This card wouldn't have even been in my eBay search if it wasn't for you, and I'm just so blown away to own it. Man, I've been staring at this card a lot since it came in. It is just absolutely gorgeous, and knowing the story behind it just makes it that much more special. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure that you're always continuing to learn, always continuing to look out for stuff that's off your radar, because sometimes you hit and you hit big. Have a great one. Keep collecting.